Welcome back to the Whisky Couch with South Africa's whisky couple, Gustav and
ELNA, and you are watching Whisky Tasting and Food Pairing Review number 270.
270. And as always, we are going to tell you about our experimentation with whiskey and food. So reviewing the whiskey and then making our suggestions in terms of a food snack that you can pair with this whiskey. Today is a very good day for you, Elna.
Yes, because we are going to taste Redbreast.
Redbreast, one of Elna's favorite brands, and for me as well, Redbreast 21, one of the probably 10 best whiskies that I have ever tasted. But today, a different one, Redbreast Lustau, I believe that is how it is pronounced, from the Redbreast brand. Now, the Redbreast whiskey was bottled for the first time in 1903, 117 years ago. The whiskey itself is from the Midleton Distillery in County Cork in Southern Ireland, and the brand is owned by Irish Distillers. It is a no-age statement. Lustau, single pot still whiskey from Ireland, which means that it contains malted and unmalted barley. It was matured, according to the official website, in ex-Bourbon and mainly ex-sherry casks, and then finished, which is interesting. Matured in mainly ex-sherry casks and then finished in specially seasoned Oloroso seasoned sherry butts, and the sherry is from the Bodegas Lustau in Spain.
Wow.
That makes it quite special. Elna, and the ABV?
The ABV is 46%.
Which I like because it's a bit higher than the usual and also non-chill filtered. This is actually our second take, and I think you orchestrated it so that we can try this whiskey for the second time.
For sure.
We totally forgot to switch on the camera. So here we go again. This time it is definitely switched on. Slanger. So the color.
Say the color is Oloroso sherry.
I wonder if that is psychological. Finished in Oloroso seasoned sherry butts, and then you see Oloroso sherry color. And it's got a lovely golden tint.
Yes.
So we're going to try this on the nose. You can open the floor with the first aroma that hits you. Sherry.
Sweet sherry.
Sweet fruits, sweet figs.
Vanilla. But vanilla cream.
Dried prunes.
Also a little bit spice.
Toasted
cinnamon.
oak, cinnamon, nutmeg. It's one of those whiskies where you just want to nose it forever. And here we go on the palate. Do you just want to taste this forever and ever? Top shelf whiskey. Immediate impression. And one thing that I must say is we always review whiskey in terms of its category. I mean, in the previous video, I think we reviewed the Naked Grouse. And we were quite impressed with it. But it's always relative to its category. And this is now in a different category. But a very, very impressive first impression, right?
The taste is, I would say, it's definitely sweet, but also fruity now.
And complex for me.
Sweet,
complex,
fruity.
rich, creamy, Christmas spices.
I also get a hint of pepper, but not overwhelming, but a little bit of
pepper. It is so beautifully balanced. The pepper is just like a slight envelope around all of the vanilla, creamy, fruity sweetness, oak wood,
honey,
and then the crispness. There's a wonderful crispness that reminds me of pot still whiskies. That crispiness. What an amazing addition for us, because we haven't had this for long. So it's a wonderful new addition for us to our whiskey shelf. And I would say, I would recommend that this should be a a standard item on your whiskey shelf. If you do the drop in the palm test, you are left with aromas of fresh brown bread and dusty hay. And if you do the empty glass test, after the glass is dried out, 3 hours after you've enjoyed your dram, then you are left with light, sweet sherry aromas. Elna, what do we say about the finish?
I would say the finish is medium long.
Very sweet.
Sweet.
With that,
medium long.
Just that hint of pepper.
Yeah, but very,
balance
very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Very lightly.
We've had some very spicy whiskies in our most recent reviews. 46%, adding a few drops of water. Let's see what happens. Some people say they always find some oiliness in the pot still whiskies. I think I'm so overwhelmed by the beautiful complex sweetness. I don't necessarily pick up an oiliness, do you?
No, I definitely don't pick it up. But
so after a few drops of water, cooked prunes, sweet cooked prunes, cooked in brown sugar.
I still get the custard.
And it's a wonderful custard because it's as if it was sprinkled with cinnamon.
Yes. Wow.
All the aromas translates to the palate absolutely harmoniously. It's 1,000 rand in South Africa, more or less, depending where you can get your hands on it. Otherwise, this one I got from Europe. Bought it there on a recent trip. 40 pounds where I bought it. So it is expensive for a non-aged statement, but the quality is just absolutely superb. And our pairing suggestion, what about a flavor companion? Coffee, milk, chocolate. You can smell the hint of coffee there. Sweet sherry with a lovely coffee chocolate always goes hand in hand.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is going to be a good pairing. Coffee.
Can't go wrong.
It just goes hand in hand. It doesn't necessarily enhance any of the flavor elements, but it just fits like a hand in a glove.
Yeah.
And Elna, I've got a special surprise for you. One of your favorites, Redbreast 12-year-old.
I don't know what happened here, but I'm nearly finished.
You are done with the whole dram.
Sorry, can't help it.
You really enjoyed it. And now I want you to tell us which is better. 12-year-old Redbreast with an ABV of 43%. It's written here in the... What color is that? Purple. I don't know.
I think it's more...
In the bottom purple band there. It's 43%, 12-year-old single pot still whiskey, also matured mainly in sherry casks. Elna, how do you compare the two? Shall we add a bit of water so that we can compare equally? Otherwise, the 12-year-old will be undiluted and their Lustau. Oh, this is lovely. While Elna's deciding which is better, in our next video, Redbreast cask strength, we are going to compare two versions, two batches of the Redbreast cask strength. You must look forward to that, I believe. And then in the video thereafter, Napo Castle, cask strength, also Irish whiskey, but single malt. and we're going to also compare those two. So interesting videos coming up. Which one?
Before I ever tried this one, that one was a favorite for me.
Ooh, it's a bit more earthy here.
It's more earthy, but now only, I would say this one, but only with a pace or two, not necessarily, because I love Redbreast all over.
If I have to,
but I have to choose. I'll choose this.
If
one.
I have to compare, I would say lovely dessert whiskey.
Yes,
sweet, cherry, sweet fruit, vanilla.
Yes.
Whereas here, it's a bit further away from the sweet extreme,
yeah,
and a bit more earthy and. This is a very interesting comparison, but the difference, if you say you prefer that one by a hairbreadth,
it's like children. You know, which one of your children do you love more? I mean, how can you say love this one more than that one?
So the Lustau came out on top if compared to the 12-year-old. So then you have a new favorite Redbreast, right?
Yes.
But maybe the cask strength next week will dethrone the Lustau.
Okay. Not necessarily, but let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Yes.
Until next time, Slanja.